Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Email me at tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing what might be the best dress watch you can buy at any price. If you want 3 hands, no date, just the basics, grace, and high horology pedigree, you can't do much better than the Laurent Ferrier Galet Micro-Rotor. It's 40 millimeters in diameter in stainless steel. It's 11.3 millimeters thick. It's 47.4 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, and has a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. When I throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters circumference, you can see it is just the right size. Not too big, not too small. Because it's short across the wrist at just 47.4 millimeters, you can wear this on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. So though it would be large for a woman, it is still viable for a woman. And with a thin case and a sloped case flank, as any good dress watch should do, it slides underneath the cuff. The strap is of high grade, large rectangular scale alligator leather, semi-gloss anthracite with a monotone stitch, a folded edge, and then a wonderful suede material on the bottom. You can see this is a Laurent Ferrier factory strap in brand new condition. And even the buckle is stylized in a wonderful fluid, almost organic form. You can see it is Laurent Ferrier branded on the bottom in steel, and it's nice that they do offer these watches in steel. So you pay for the watchmaking, but you don't pay for a precious metal premium. Now, the Galet is designed to reference exactly what the name implies: a pebble smoothed over time in a babbling brook. It's all of high polish. Everything has been minimized. The character lines are there, but they're softened. The bezel is there, but it's flat, flush. It has a barely domed profile. We have a crown that is evocative of older watches, but also slightly countersunk into the case flank so it doesn't stick out too much. And we have lovely arcing lug profiles, but then they taper to a rather dramatic teardrop end so they don't span too far and inhibit fit. The case is entirely of high polish, and if you note, there's a little bit of a shoulder, but a very gradually rolled shoulder from the mid case, which is vertical, up towards the bezel. There's a little bit of a rolled beveled flank, a soft one. Now, taking a look at the dial, it's a lovely sort of opaline or frosted finish. It doesn't shine like a sunburst, it glows softly. We have white gold hands, white gold dart style polished applique indices, a dimple style minutes track outboard, and what Laurent Ferrier calls assegai or spear shaped hands. We have a sunken sub for the seconds, and it has its own texture inset. We have a lovely movement designed by Laurent Ferrier in conjunction with La Fabrique du Temps, which is a company owned by Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, founded by veterans of B&B Concept and Renault et Papy. So those people at La Fabrique du Temps have initials B and N, Barbacini and Navas. And so we have Ferrier, Barbacini, and Navas. That is FBN 22901. They do all the computer design and the basic fabrication of the parts. The finishing is done in-house at Laurent Ferrier, along with the tuning. And it is finely tuned. Note, adjusted in 6 positions, not the lazy but standard 5 used for chronometer tests and, frankly, for most high horology watches. Technically, it's impressive. So you can see we have a lovely little spring that regulates the motion of the barrel so it doesn't run backwards. That is the click spring. And we have a black polished set of intermediate wheels that are involved in winding the watch. You can see the wheels themselves have finished teeth and their cap is black polished. It's even beveled on its side. We have perfectly aligned Côte de Genève across the bridges. We have mile-wide anglage, and this is really good. This is about as good as you're going to get short of Romain Gauthier, Philippe Dufour, Carrie Vaudelin, and Grubel Forsey. This is among the most accessible anglage I've seen, and that you can really access and enjoy it with just the naked eye, not some sort of magnification. Note that all of the jewel and screw sinks are polished internally, and that we have a black polished half bridge for the balance. Not only has it been black polished with a mirror shine finished with diamond paste, but it's been skeletonized with 1, 2, 3, 4 interior angles. We have more. We have 5, 6, and 7. And 8. Some Geneva hallmark movements include no interior angles where 2 bevels meet. That sharp crease where 2 bevels meet is incredibly difficult to achieve, all the more so because the half bridge bearing the balance staff is made of steel, which is not easy to finish. We have a steel bridge with a ratchet-based system, ratchets and pawls, a winding rotor with a guilloche cut. We have a little golden chaton holding the pivot for the rotor, a nod to the pocket watch era, engine turning on the base plate. All screw heads are black polished with chamfered slots and circumference, and technically speaking, it's impressive. You have that pawl-based rotor system, which is absolutely silent, energizing a 3-day power reserve. The beat rate is 6 beats per second, but note carefully, 2 nickel phosphorus double direct impulse wheels. So these escape wheels impulse the balance directly. There is no Swiss lever. You can just barely see the little purple colored silicon blocking lever. As with the Breguet natural escapement of 1802, there is no lever, friction is minimized, power reserve is increased, precision is improved by having the wheels directly impulse the balance, and the impulsing wheel is unlocked, and that little silicon blocker locks the wheel that is not currently impulsing. We have a free-sprung architecture for durability and precision of adjustment. All the regulation is done with weights on the balance rim, and then we have an overcoil hairspring, so in any position with respect to gravity, this watch keeps excellent time. Look, I'll be totally honest. The finishing standards you get on a Gautier or a Voutilanen or a Grunefeld are surpassing, but they're not better than this. The watchmaking you get at FP Journe might be more original in the sense that Journe didn't have help from outside companies, but the quality of the finishing is not on par with what you get here. And many independent brands will sell you a precious metal dress watch, but they won't offer it in steel. This watch offers a unique proposition from a brand that makes fewer than 200 watches a year, and which I believe is currently undervalued. Could these go up in value? Maybe. But even if you bought it at the current market price, you'd be getting one of the best watches available. And that is my declaration. The market may not understand, but between connoisseurs, Laurent Ferrier is as good as it gets. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.